Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video we are doing my update on my team project pen. This is my second update for the year, also my February update. So if you want to know how I went with all of the products that I'm currently working on in this project, stay tuned. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here, I hope you'll consider subscribing down below. And without further ado, let's jump on in to the video. I have had a very successful month, I feel, with this project. I've made a lot of progress on a lot of these items and I am rolling a few bits and pieces out. So let's start off at the top of the list. I have my spreadsheet sitting in front of me. I always follow that by each category, otherwise I forget something every single time I don't follow the spreadsheet. So I'm gonna start right at the top of the list, and that is the primer category. This past month, I was working on the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, just a little sample, and I did manage to get this one done. There is still some product like right down the bottom of this tube, but I just can't get it out, and I don't love this enough to like chop it open and scoop it out. So I am calling this one done. This one actually took me a lot longer than I thought it would, but I'm glad I finally got another primer out of my collection and finished. And to replace that, I have been using this, I think I've used it maybe like once or twice this past week, just testing it out, and that is my Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. I don't know how I feel about this actually. I am like having problems with my skin at the moment. I'm starting to break out, and it's only just started in like the last week or so. So I'm wondering whether this is actually making me break out or whether it's my mask that I'm currently working on. I can't quite figure it out. I have actually gone back to my other vitamin C because I used up those SkinCeutical samples that I had. So I'm not quite sure exactly what is breaking me out at the moment. So this one might have less progress on it over the next month, just because I think I'm going to have to like stop using those three products for maybe like a week or so, just to try and figure out which product I am having trouble with, and that is like congesting up my skin. Next we have my foundation, and I have used a fair whack of this foundation. I used 6.33 grams of this one over the last month. It is my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I am sitting, I think when it settled down, it was like in between the N. It was like the middle of the N. So I'm making decent progress on this one. I don't think I'll have it done by the end of the first quarter, but I'll be getting pretty close. I think I'll probably have maybe like a third of it left by the end of the quarter. And I think I've decided, I've been thinking about like how I want to structure this project over the last month. And I think I've decided that if I finish an item before the end of the quarter, I can go back to one of the items from like previous quarters. So for example, next quarter, I will rotate in a new foundation, but if I finish that foundation up in those 3 months, I can go back to this one at any point as like my replacement foundation. So I think that's how I'm going to work through the products instead of leaving everything until the last quarter and rotating it all back in. I think if I do it that way, I'll be able to get a little bit more progress on the items that I'm like currently working on or that I'm like working on throughout the year. And rather than leaving everything to the last quarter, I can actually try and get some product out so it's not so overwhelming in that last quarter. But I am making really good progress like over the course of having it or using it. I've used like 10.2 grams. So I'm getting very close to being like halfway, like right on the halfway mark on that one. Next we have my Kosas concealer, and I have been working on this one since the start of the project as well. And I used 0.85 of a gram of this one last month. And I don't know whether you can see, but I am starting to get some windowing, and I am starting to get like a really noticeable level drop in the tube. And it's just kind of, it's sitting how it is because I did use it to do my makeup this morning. But when I grabbed it out of my drawer this morning to use my makeup, it was like all clear at the top here. So I definitely am getting through it. I think I've used about maybe a third of it. So I'm getting through it pretty well. And again, that probably will come back. I don't know. Concealers normally take me like a good chunk of months to get through. So it might take me a little bit longer to get back to that one. If not, it'll come back at the last quarter. Then we have my powders, and I'm currently working on 2 powders. So I'm working on my Nakia Joy Velvet Finishing Powder and also my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder for under eyes and face. I use the Charlotte Tilbury under my eyes to set under my eyes, and the Nakia Joy powder goes all over my face. So the Nakia Joy powder, I used 2.42 grams of this one this past month, and I did say last month that I didn't think that I was going to get this done by the end of the quarter, but I think it's going to be very close, because when I tip it on the side here and like I tap it down, it is like very, very low. It is, the level's sitting down to like here somewhere. So it is very low when I tip it on the side. Like it's like way down here. Very low when I tip it on the side. And when I look at it like on the bottom, there's only like a really small amount in there. So I think maybe potentially, especially if I use another 2.4 grams, I think that I could potentially maybe have this one done by the next update. So we'll see how we go on that one, and I'll let you know. And then my Charlotte Tilbury powder actually grew. I don't know how, because I use this nearly every single day, but it did grow, which is concerning, but I can't explain it. I can't explain it. So we will continue on with that one. I think my scales, I think I might need to get a new set of scales because they are playing up a little bit, but anyway. Next we have my KVD Shake Primer. I really like this primer, and if you could see the level there, it's only a really tiny amount at the bottom there. I used 0.71 of a gram of this one this past month. I think this one is going to be very close. I don't know whether I will have it done, but if I don't have it done, there'll only be quite a small amount left of this one. I do use this basically every single day, so I think there's definitely a fair chance that I might be able to have it done. But like I said, if I don't have it done, there'll only be a really small amount left in there. My MAC Fix Plus, and I have used this one a little bit over this past month. I've been using it to like foil shadows, to like bring the cake down on my face a little bit, and also to rehydrate my Stila Magnificent Metals. So I've used 9.53 grams of my MAC Fix Plus, and I probably am sitting at about a quarter of the way through. So I definitely won't have this one done by the end of this quarter, but I've made a decent amount of progress on it. And now in Queensland, we don't have to wear face masks anymore, so I can bring that back in on a more regular basis. So I think over at least the next month, I'll get a good chunk of progress on that one. My Benefit browsing, oh gosh, I always forget how little progress you make on brow products each month, especially like pomades and brow powders. But I only used 0.09 of a gram of this one. But however, I did hit pan on the wax side of this one, and I am getting very close to hitting pan on the powder side of things. So I don't know whether you'll be able to see, but the wax side is here, and you can't, oh, can you see? You can kind of see that little skerrick of pan there, and then the powder side here, I am getting very close to hitting pan on that one as well. I think I will have pan on the powder side by the next update. Both sides are going to take an eternity to try and get through. It is insane how long these kind of products take to get through. It's ridiculous. My brow cream, I'm currently working on the M Cosmetics Brunette Brow Cream. This is a product that I use to set my brows. I used 0.18 of a gram of this one over the past month, and I do think that this one is starting to get to the point where I might need to turf it. Like I feel like I need to put the wand back in. When I first started using this, I could just do one like wand dip and it would do both my brows. But as I am using it now, I need to like dip back in a few more times to have enough product on the wand. So I definitely think it is starting to get to the point where I am making progress on it and close to being like dried out, completely used up. Okay, lip products. You guys know I have a shit ton of lip products in this project at the moment. Some I'm doing really well on, some I am not doing so well on. So let's go through them. Starting off with my Ultraviolet Lip Balm. This is in the Shimmer colorway. I wasn't able to update you on this one last month because I left it at work on the day that for the weekend that I was planning on doing an update. But I have used this one quite a lot a fair bit. I've used 2.01 grams of this one, and I don't know whether you are going to be able to see, but this is how much I have left. So I'm getting there. I don't know whether I will have this one done by the next update, but it will be very close. I think I'll definitely have it done by the end of the year. I don't know how my luck is going to go with having 2 of these finished by the end of the year. I do have 4 of these in my collection. This one is the one that I have the most amount of progress on, followed closely by, I think it's the nude one. And then the last 2, I don't even think I've opened yet. So I did really want to try and get at least 2 of these out of my collection this year, but I don't know whether that's going to happen. We'll see how we go. Next, we have my Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick. I haven't used this yet as well. I am going to leave it in though, just because I think I might get some use out of this one over the next month. I'm just predicting that maybe that might be possible, or I would at least like to get some use out of it over the next month. So I am going to keep that one in. Then we move on to my Bare Minerals liquid lipstick. This is in the color Boss. I am wearing this on my lips today. I have been wearing this like non-stop over the past, I want to say maybe week to 2 weeks. And I have been really enjoying it. I do have some windowing starting to show in the tube. I think it's getting to the point where I might need to try and get the stopper out of it to be able to get the stuff that is like collected and built up at the bottom. But I have used 0.21 of a gram of this one, so almost 1/4 of a gram on a little like deluxe sample size. Again, I don't know whether I'm going to get this one finished by the end of the quarter. I am really going to put some solid effort into trying to get this one done and finished up by the end of the quarter, but it's going to be a bit touch and go. My lip gloss, this is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Taffy Tease. I used 1.28 grams of this one this past month, and you can definitely see the level. I am sitting about just under halfway, I want to say. So I think at some point this month, it's probably going to get to the point where I can take the stopper out. I don't know whether I will have it completely finished, but I definitely want to make sure this is one of those products that in future quarters, if I do finish up the lip gloss, I'm going to rotate this one back in, just because I really want to try and get it done, because I'm really close to having it finished. And then the last product in the lip category is my Hourglass Confession lipstick. This was in the color You Are My, and we have this one finished. You can see all the way down in there. I scraped the crap out of this one and got every last little bit out of this tube. I wanted to get my money's worth because these lipsticks are damn expensive, but we have another Hourglass Confession lipstick out of my collection. I will keep the component on this one and I will replace it with another lipstick that I have that's just sitting in like the refill cartridge size. I've decided to give myself a little bit of like a go at these other lipsticks, like my 2 liquid lipsticks and my lip gloss. I've decided that I'm not going to rotate in a lipstick to replace the Hourglass. I really want to give using these ones a red hot crack. So I'm going to leave the lipstick out for now. There are some lipsticks in my monthly makeup basket though that I am like working on, and there's a few nude lipsticks that I am like regularly grabbing for myself. So I am still like working on normal lipsticks, like normal bullet lipsticks, but I just really want to have these as the focus over the next month for this project. Okay, moving on to face masks, or skincare, I should say. The first one is the Avène Soothing Moisture Mask. And as I said before, I'm not quite sure whether this is breaking me out at the moment or whether it's one of the other products that I'm working on. Like I said, I think it's either this mask, the Tatcha Primer, or the Paula's Choice Vitamin C. So again, this one might be one that gets a little break over the next month just to see if I have my skin clear up to try and figure out which product it is. I did use 8.02 grams of this one over the past month, so I'm making slow and steady progress on this one. I definitely want to have this one out of my collection by the end of the year. I don't know what point, I don't know at what point this year that will happen, but I really want to try and have this one done because it has been kicking around in my collection for a while now. And we also have my Mary Kay Moisture Renewing Softener. And you guys know I decant it from this bottle into this little spray bottle here. This was the intro and I'm sitting down here now. And I used 40.24 grams of this one this past month. Now, the amount of product that is left in here, I want to say it might be at least 1.5 to 2 refills of this bottle. And this one is sitting at about halfway at the moment. So it's going to be very close. It is going to be very close on this one as to whether I get it done. If it is very close, I will rotate this back in after I finish up another skincare next quarter because I really want to get this one done because I am so close. Nail polishes. This was a successful month as well. I managed to use up my color nail polish that I was working on last month. This was the Essie Cocktail Bling nail polish. I was wearing this like non-stop, and then it got to the point where I knew I was really close. So every time my toenails or my fingernails chipped, I was like, radio, let's put another coat on. So I did get to the point where I was just repainting my nails like a crazy person because I was really enjoying it, and I was playing around with different bits and pieces in my collection in terms of like glitter top coats and stuff like that. And also my eyeshadows that I have in my Pan Those eyeshadows, I was also experimenting with those and this. Yeah, I just had a lot of fun painting my nails over the last month. I have been giving my nails a bit of a break over the last couple of days, and they almost all of them have broken and chipped and gone really brittle. So I should have just repainted them again. I think I need to get like some form of nail treatment or something like that to try and get them back up to tip-top condition. So if you guys have a nail polish or a nail treatment, one of those ones that you can paint on and leave it to do its business, let me know down in the comments which one you would recommend, and I might check it out and pick it up because I think I need something at the moment. I do have a cuticle oil. I use a cuticle oil semi-regularly, but I want something that's like a paint on kind of treatment type product. Then we also have my base coat and top coat. Now my top coat, I used 1.23 grams of this one over the past month, which I was shocked by. So I'm very happy with that progress. It is still looking very full when I shine my torch on it. I'm probably sitting maybe about a third of the way through. So I am making very slow and very steady progress on this one. But yes, it's still going. I mentioned a couple of months ago that the brush on this top coat was starting to get like a little bit jacked up and it wasn't like performing very well anymore. So this month I did take the brush out and I gave it a good clean with a tissue and some nail polish remover, and it seems to have really like cleared out the dried up crusty bits on the brush. So it's working again, it's back in good working order, which is what I like to see. So over a gram of use on this one this past month, which is phenomenal. And then my Essie base coat, I used 0.67 of a gram of this one this past month, and I'm sitting down around here. I probably could mark another line on this one now. When I look at the bottle, I'd say I've probably used 2/3 of this one. I'm sitting around having a third left, which is very exciting. I am very happy with my progress that I'm making on this one. I do think it's going to be a good chunk of months left before I have this one completely finished. I do think that I could potentially have this one done by the end of the year. I only have a couple of base coats, so I think I might come back to this one in Q3 and maybe Q4 as well. Just to really try and get it totally finished by the end of the year. And then because we used up my nail polish color, I am going to rotate a new one in. I think throughout the year, this is going to be one that I'm going to use as like the rotate back to nail polish, just so I can like try and get it finished. But I think I really want to have this one as like my focus one to come back to. And that way, like each quarter, I could probably dedicate maybe like a month or so, maybe a month, less than a month on this one at the end of each quarter. And I think if I do that, I could have this one potentially done by the end of the year. So this one is the color Hot in the Heat, and it is like this bright pink color. I do have this on my toes at the moment. I did have it on my fingers, but I picked it all off, and that's probably why my nails are really shot and like gone to the shit, because my nail polish all got picked off, and it did the thing to the nails. It made them like brittle. So that's why I'm looking for a treatment, because I have not been looking after my nails all that well over the past week. Yes, I always find my nails, when I pick the nail polish off, it's not a good show. My perfume, I'm currently working on my Flora Botanica by Balenciaga perfume. I used 12.49 grams of this one this past month, and I think I'm sitting probably just over halfway. So this is like where it's at. This is the level here, and this is where it was when I introduced it. So yeah, probably sitting just above halfway. I think by the end of the quarter, it will be sitting like well and truly at halfway, maybe a little bit below halfway. I don't know whether I'm going to have this one finished by the end of the year. I would like to get it out of my collection. I am not a big lover of this perfume anymore. It is quite heavy on the floral scents, and these days I just can't really handle heavy floral scents as much as I used to in my youth, like my early 20s and my late teens. I probably could have handled this very easily, and I did. It was a gift because I enjoyed it so much. But these days, I just can't handle the really strong floral scents as much as I used to. They tend to give me a headache nowadays. So I do go like lightly handed with this when I wear it. I think in high school, when I was wearing Victor and Rolf Flower Bomb, I would spray like 5 freaking sprays on myself every day. So that just goes to show you like how much I used to really enjoy strong floral scents. Nowadays, it's just like headache inducing for me. So if you like floral scents, this one's a really nice one, but I'm just sensitive to florals these days, and I prefer like more fruitier scents now. Hair care products. Again, hair care products I made a decent amount of progress on, and I'm very proud of myself. Starting off with my Bumble & Bumble Thickening Dry Spun Finish Spray. I used 1.37 grams of this one. There's definitely not much left in here. I think when I shake it, it definitely sounds like it's getting quite empty. I haven't been using this one all that much lately though, so I think if I really did amp up the usage on it, I probably could get a lot closer to having it finished. But again, over the past month, I just haven't really been reaching for it all that much. I've used it a handful of times, but not as much as I probably could have. Herbal Essence Tussling Mousse. I've used this one a shit ton over the last month. I used 66.62 grams of this one. Like, I have been using this like crazy. Every time I wash my hair, I basically use this one, and I've been washing my hair like 2 to 3 times a week just because I have been like gymming a lot and I sweat a lot. I sweat like freaking crazy when I exercise. So I can't really get away with leaving my hair for too many days because it just gets so greasy and stinky. So I've got to wash my hair. And that's why I have managed to use up a lot of this one. I think if I could manage to use the 66 grams again, I would either have this one done or be extremely close to having it done. So I really hope that I can use that much again over the next month, or maybe even more. If I could get more, that would be fantastic. I just need to be careful. I have to be careful with this one because if I use too much of like a glob when I put it in my hair kind of goes crusty. So it's a very fine line for me, I find, with my hair in this one. Argan oil, and I used 2.35 grams of this one. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot. For me though, it is a lot because I find my hair, it can get quite oily roots, and my hair can get really weighed down if I use too much of this. So I think 2.35 grams of this product over a month is a really good effort. I am not at halfway yet. I don't think I'll have this one done this year, but you know, I could definitely make a good good chunk on it, like a good hit on it this year, and maybe try and get it done next year. Then we have my Lush No Drought Dry Shampoo. I am making so much progress on this one. I am really happy with my progress. I used 5.86 grams of this one this month, and look, I'm like right down to here. I am right down to here. So since I think this was the line that it was at the start of the year, so I have used a lot since the start of the year, and I have been using this very consistently, very regularly. Like I said, I've been exercising more, so I really need to use this a lot because my hair gets very oily and very greasy, and I don't like washing my hair every single day. So I have been using this a fair bit, and I am getting through it. I am starting to really get through it. This gives me hope. It gives me hope that I might possibly be able to get this one done by the end of the year. Fingers and toes crossed. Actually, this might be probably one of the only products that I might carry through with me for the entirety of the year until I get it finished, because I really want to get this one done this year because I've been working on it for so goddamn long. So I might leave this one in the project for like the whole year. I know you guys are getting sick of seeing it, but I really want to get it done. Last category is my samples. Last month I rotated 6 samples in, and I still had one that I hadn't used up from the previous month. So let's go through the ones that I managed to get done this month. Starting off, we finished up the Amore Pacific Vintage Single Extract Essence. This was the one that was still left over from last month, so I did manage to get that one done. I only actually finished that one this week. This sample actually lasted me a very long time. Then we also used up the Grafter Lash lip mask. This was terrible. It was so bad, but I managed to get it done. La Roche-Posay and Thelios SPF 50 Plus Invisible Fluid Lightweight Sunscreen Non-Shiny Finish. That one was all right, but I probably wouldn't pick it up. Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin. This one I think I got maybe like 5 uses out of it. So really decent sized sample from Mecca. Innisfree Super Volcanic Pore Clay Mask. I think I only got 1 use out of that one, but I got that one done. The Model Co Hydro Glow Miracle Mask. This was like a 3-step, had a cleanser, a boosting and pure serum, and the actual sheet mask. And then last but not least, I managed to get done the Fresh Therapies Natural Nail Polish Removal Wipe. That was only like a single use wipe. Up to date on my samples, I've used 11 samples so far. This month, I think I'm going to introduce, I think I've got like 10 here. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, we'll go through them. So the first 2 are the Dermalogica Clear Start Breakout Clearing Booster. I figured because my skin's breaking out a little bit, this might come in handy. So I've got 2 sachets of that. Then I have 2 sachets of the Laneige Water Bank Moisture Cream. It comes in like this little duo pack, so there's 2 there. I have the Patchology The Good Fight Clear Skin Sheet Mask. We have the Project Lip Mask Prep the Pout, another lip mask. And then in this one here, I have 4 different samples. This is the Marc Jacobs Shameless Youthful Look Long Wear Foundation. In this one, there is a sample of the Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer, and then there are 3 color samples. So I think the light one I could definitely use all over my face, and then I think the medium I might potentially be able to get away with. I'm not quite sure. I'll have a play with it, but tan I could definitely use as like a cream bronzer or contour. I'll have a play with that one, but I'm counting this one as like 4 individual samples. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I'm rotating 10 samples in. I am upping the total amount of samples that I'm bringing in just because I did decide that I think I want to try and use up 100 samples in this project this year. So I do need to start introducing more samples if I am going to reach that goal. And then next quarter, I'm going to up it even more. Yeah, I'm setting myself a bold goal there. So those are the 10 new samples coming in. I will update you next month and let you know how I've gone with them. I think there's a few that I could definitely get done quite easily. Like these two are single use, so I will have them done really easily. Let me know down in the comments box how you are going on your project panning endeavors. If you're focusing on any items or trying to get some more use out of your collection, let me know how you're going down in the comments. While you're down there, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you're new around here and you haven't already, you want to keep up to date on this project and all my other project pans that I'm doing this year, I hope you consider subscribing down below. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day. I hope that you're staying safe, healthy, and looking after yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, beautiful.